Hi everybody, I'm Tina. This is To the Inner Wild. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome back to my current practitioners of Love and Light. All others, step out. This portal is not open for you. This is a timeless energy reading and just like a little bit of a discussion. So at this point, I call in the angels of love and light to direct and protect these messages, my auras, my chakras, my space, and that of my viewers. This is a continuance on the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, beaver moon, what else do we want to call it? I think it's the frost moon. And you know how funny this is? Because I'm just realizing, because since that last reading, I did a little bit of like searching, and it showed that the different names that this major event is called, and the fact that it's also known as the frost moon, bringing in the first chill, and spirit been like constantly telling me like I've got to chill out. It's hilarious. The divine is freaking hilarious. And I was just sitting here thinking about how, I've been told many times by other psychics throughout this journey, like even on the initial end, that I could study astrology and be like very, very good at it. However, I, had this, I just didn't, the fact that it was very like numeric in its value, like the precision and this and that, at the time that I started, like, especially on these social forums, they weren't as publicized, but now it's just like, saturated, oversaturated. So like, there's this continued like disinterest that I have further and further away from the subject, that I don't really need to formalize study in it. I think it would help, enhance it, but overall, when I'm given messages, it's given in totality, so I don't need to stress out about like the timing of when to engage in such studies. But anyway, just thought I would share that was just like, I'm learning, I'm constantly going with that flow, and even as I sit here and try to detangle my hair through some braids. So you see, like, it's not all staying put because they're thicker braids, and and I haven't washed my hair for a full day, so it's more tame than usual, and it just, yeah, it doesn't have that much of a frizz to hold it in its usual place. Excuse me. It's less malleable, and anyway, it's also a good source of protection, and I'm just tired of like the constant go and trying to be low maintenance, and still like wanting to have my hair down. So I may go to the gym tonight. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't gone in like gosh, a while. Holy smokes, I need to. I just met the Muffin Man this afternoon, and the chocolatier. So I think I should go. Yeah, just because my body's feeling it, and I need to force myself to hydrate. So if not today, then tomorrow. But I'm really excited because there's such a free flow of events that are coming, and I'm tired of living in lack mindset, but I know that I gotta get a move on certain things. Anyway, I think maybe I might be, rambling, but it's kind of just to buy some time and like just sit here with you and talk for a tiny, tiny bit. I like this quiet time, actually. I like that I kicked out that person and a couple of others that were just silent in the background. And a lot of my viewers or a lot of my followers are you know, are not legit. I can tell. But I'm just waiting for that time of when I'm told to, like, call time on them. I had to call time on a couple of psychics, and more recently speaking, anyway. It just carried the same kind of vibe as the other person that I just showed the door to. And then was polite enough to open it for them before giving them the boot. Anyway, I feel so much better because I have these flashbacks, like midpoints in my day, that tell me, like, wow, I was given the message way before, and I kind of just ignored it. But anyway, we're in the here and now. We're gonna do a quick reading, calling in my bestie from the beyond, ancestors of, which is an inclusion, also within my ancestors of love and light, as well as yours, and cosmic families of love and light as well. Yeah, gonna get the input of spirit. We're using the Romantic Tarot deck. We're gonna ask some questions. Okay, what questions are we gonna ask? I don't really want to do a pick a card reading because that lasts for like forever. Let's just do a straight up question, okay? Spirit. What kind of question should we ask? I just want to do an energy check. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and just do, how do people view your success? Whatever that is, how do people view your current success? Let's do that. Okay, give me a second. Time to put on the earrings. And doing it. So between Friday and Saturday, I had a good day because I spent, a good bulk of that time with my older son. And that was, like, just quality time that I don't normally get. I mean, get to, Nine of Cups. And 7, Chariot. Yeah, they see our success as, like, your classic makings of a success. Like, we're going somewhere with this, aligned with our path. Everyone's on board. Our vehicle is up to par. Yeah. And yeah, well maintained, well stocked, well provided for, and just happy. And that there's a secret admirer, or some kind of admiration, energetically speaking, that it's hauling in. Yeah. And that there's, like, hidden Ace of Cups here. I don't know if she's happy, though. I mean, she's wearing a full-on face mask, so whatever it is that she's hiding behind the mask, she's, well, number one, she's, it shows that we're not showing, like, any firm expression on, certain matches that come along our way. Like, that we can no longer accept at face value what that means for us. So whether that makes us happy or like, chill or good or whatever, it's kind of irrelevant to the whole picture, because we've gone through so many cycles of going with our initial expression or impression, and there's so much more to life than how do I say it? there's so much more given on this journey that we cannot, how do I say it? People have taken advantage of our truer expressions of, love interests. So whether that was the direct involvement or the people on the outskirts. And so it just caused for like a lot of drama. So although there's a lot of hope within this, people are seeing, gosh, people are so up in my business. It's because we have the Eight of Cups laid out. So that's like going out and finding self, just kind of recalibrating, quieting out the noise, and reconnecting with self, with nature, the cosmic value, inner and outer, and then coming right back to like this place of disarray and grounding that knowledge and making firmer decisions, more honest ones. And so that ninth cup is something that he's holding, and she's like, what? Did you just take one of my cups? Or was that your cup? So, regardless, people see that I have a lot of embedded emotions about what success means for me. And when I'm speaking in like first person, but this is something that you might find very relative within your own journey. It's like there's like psychic paparazzi, okay? And it's like Spirit's telling me that we should feel legit within our feeling in our experiences. So to hide that and like bottle them up so that its flow becomes irregular within its spewing, basically, when it needs to be released. It doesn't always have that champagne value where you like pop the cork and it's like celebration. No, it's not always like that. So just because people take it or manipulate in a certain way, access those points that are very sensitive and sacred to us at certain realms, like privacy becomes a luxury. And it's how do I say it? I've run into so many characters that it's like gifted characters that are throwing that like in the trash directly. It's like, it's not even, how do I say it? They do things, they access points of information because they can, just because they can. And so that entitlement is actually pretty straight up rude. And so like what I'm saying is like, we don't, like Spirit's saying, like, you don't really need to hide every single thing, okay? And we don't need to reveal every single thing. How do I say it? They're saying do what you want. When it comes to your feelings, like whether or not you want to expose them, it doesn't, nobody else's word matters when it comes to whether we do or don't divulge, because people are going to act the way they're going to act regardless. So whether or not we have fodder, the fodder is still there. It's just how do I say it? You hear that? You heard that little beep beep? That was confirmation. So just like, if you're going to divulge and feel like, fuck it, I don't want to have that directly impact me in the long run, bottling up those emotions, when I could just easily hash it out here in the open. Yeah, and that I'm strong enough to be able to like put on my game face amongst those people and be like, you know what? It was never any of your business, especially if you're, just using this as tea. Especially if you have a particular opinion that like has no value of love anywhere in the mix, like who are you to me to say such things? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's just pick your crowds carefully, okay? Yeah, that's what it is. It's personal crowd control. So anyway, there's that as far as successes. And like, some of them are not too far off of, gauging things. And some people like want to dip into the information just to kind of help you out, like see things in a different way. So, it's just a matter of like how you take it and how you, want to display or, kind of self-manage on a quieter level. Yeah, because I've already mentioned the fact, like, I have no interest in what, like, these newcomers, like, what they've told their family, what they've told their friends, what they think about me. That shit, like, just hangs people up. And it's, like, to me, it's kind of like zero value when it comes to, moving forward, looking at the chariot upright. And, it's like, I got hung up in a lot of that, because that's the sweet spot to those manipulators, and where, like, sometimes it's not just the thought that counts, So, I know I'm doing a reading on, like, how people see our success, but, like, I'm doing it in a way that is, like, the sole purpose of this is to see, maybe, like, emphasize the things that we're not seeing, bringing into light, like, looking at our success, like, even within extended terms, just to amplify that value. Yeah. So 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, no more lack mindset. And then the 2 of Wands was muted. So it's sizing oneself up. So when it comes to how people view our success, it's like, because the primary value is our gestures depict, like, our decision making is no longer affected by the feelings of lack, that we're putting ourselves into context, into better context, like we're detailing things out, we are creating like terms and conditions within our own standards, that within sizing ourselves up, there are things that we will not put up with and things that we're not going to compromise. There are very fixed parts of our realm that we uphold. And yeah, it's just about fine-tuning before, like, further interaction. So as far as their successes go, they see it as very, like, highly beneficial in the short run and the long run. Because when you look at the long-term view, it's like each success isn't just like a particular experience, but it serves purpose onto, like, a stepping stone to the next. So therefore, we apply our learnings, like, kind of remapping everything out and looking at, does this truly apply to me anymore? It's seasonal cleaning, like, just periodic, like checks and balances, anything else? Okay, this fell on the 5 of Pentacles in reversal. Yes, awesome. We have the Queen of Wands and the 10 of Wands in reverse. Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, we know our magic now. We know who we are. We know what we can do. We know that there's so much more potential to us, and that with that, given so, we're going to drop, the burdens, things that, and we're also letting go of, like, people that we need to say goodbye to. It's like, it's done. It's complete, There's nothing left to be said. It's just a goodbye and almost like good riddance. Yeah. So it's like on to the next, kind of exhausted from having to close out the last journey. So people see our success as like a level up, chin up, and sleeves up. But now it's like kind of like sleeves down, it looks like, because her sleeves are down. Okay, I'm gonna pull one more card from there. Four of Swords in reverse. Yeah, totally like an awakening. Like, just recovered. People see our success as almost like a rebirth. Kind of like we were swung around a little bit, handled by others, both males and females. And just that like do-si-do effect within its like formality. It's like all the niceties of networking. You kind of just wake up to the smell of bullshit, and it's like when you go, how do I say it? It's like when you go to sleep, you're already acclimated to the smell of bullshit, so you don't really like, it gives you like this lethargic kind of value or whatever. But you go to sleep kind of forgetting that smell exists, but once you wake up, the whiff is there again. And so it's just an awakening to that. And then bottom of the deck is what? Knight of Pentacles. They saw that it's been a long journey, and this awakening is just like a whole different space for us to consume. To do as we wish, because this is actually a big road clearing type of event. The Five of Pentacles in reversal. It removes so many obstacles. And just the fact also a pairing of Ten of Wands in reverse. This is things coming in full cycle. I do remember the Ten of Wands being like, Spirit once telling me like, you don't have to drop everything. You just need to drop at least half of it, and then make these other changes, and you're solid. Okay, if you don't want to compromise, like dropping every single thing, like all the full load, and just doing with like one or two, whatever. You can compromise on this, and then also pair that up with this other activity, which was, I totally forgot what it was. What was it? I forgot what it was. It may have been something similar to the Five of Pentacles in reverse, but I have to backtrack on that. So let me get one more in here. Oops. Oh my gosh, what? It's the Emperor. It's Spirit. Spirit is for sure on this. Like, Spirit's... That's funny. Spirit wanted to remind us that they are absolutely here, just at any given notice. If we need assistance, if we need help, if we need confirmation, if we have any doubt whatsoever, we can just reach out amongst the deck, like at random, and show up. You know what I mean? Like, this is, Spirit has an all-access pass. Omnipresent. There are times where I forget when this is kind of like spiritual boot camp for me, where I've told you before in the last few readings that I've closed out the portals to all others, and if for some reason they kind of disrespect that, then the divine handles it, or if there are times where I can just handle it myself. But other than that, I forget, like, sometimes when I don't know, like, I just like, I do something a little irresponsible. I don't know, like, something with my diet, let's say. Like, I'm not on a diet, but if I abuse, like, my intake, then I realize that the angels are, like, keeping tabs on me, stuff like that. Or I don't know, like, oh my gosh, we just did, like, kind of a somersault behind me. But most definitely, the Spirit is absolutely watching, looking with, like, a monocle. That's like a jeweler's type of eyepiece. Okay, this is where Spirit wanted me to, like, because I was going to mention this as I was braiding my hair, that while I was out today running personal errands and whatever, there was another girl around the age of 9 to 12, I would say more like 11 years old. She was like, I don't know, like, she was lingering around me. She kept, like, looking at me just for a little bit. I know that she was positioned there to kind of tap into my energy. I know this because she was trying to figure out how to start a conversation with me in order to tap in. And she picked up a piece of soap, and she's like, "This is so cool. I like, she said something to that manner, and I was the only one there to be talked to. And I said, yeah, I know. I love it when they shape them into gems. And she did not expect such, like, an invitation to, like, such a welcoming. It kind of threw her off guard. So I know for a fact that she's not used to that kind of open, especially at random, when she knows that she was put there to pry and was just complying. And there was nothing further that was said. I just knew that she was kind of taken aback by that kind of kindness, or like free openness. And her mother came around the end cap portion, and like this side, closer to the wall. And I heard them kind of talking a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And she's like, "Just something about, like, just talking or something, or just, asking or something that." And I just knew that it was relative to me. I just kind of heard it, and like, she didn't say anything more, because as I was thinking further, while we, like, both kind of lingered around, I was just doing some shopping. She was doing some lingering. But I said, I remember thinking that, she may be tapping into my energy, and I do not penalize directly. I do not penalize children directly. I was telling her this in my head. But if you care about your superiors, your parents, the ones that put you up to this, then I suggest you back off, because I do not extend that same energy to your parental figures, because that's dirty that they're doing this and they're subjecting you to these practices. So I told her that. And that's, like, when she went off to her parents, or her parents, like, kind of picked her up off to the side or whatever. that's when I realized she knew. She could see. She could read energy like a little bit further along the road, and she did care about her parents. She did care about, her guardians. But she also respected my energy and my inputs, so she didn't tap in any further. But like, I just wanted to convey that because Spirit is reminding me to reaffirm that Spirit's always watching. Yep, I've got the chills right now. And taking note of these things as well. So it's like a side-by-side kind of, it's a mentorship that I have with Spirit in a way that, like, while they're taking note, they're also checking to see if I am observing these things and seeing how I handle things accordingly. Because even though they have their own way of handling these circumstances, like, I'm also within that committee board of, like, having a voice on and it also starts with my awareness to that level. Like, what level, where am I at? How much can I handle? Because there's a lot of things going on. If I'm seeing it within a subtle, like, day-to-day level where people are baiting their children to tap into my energy, like, a lot of people are not aware of this, but I just think it's so dirty because they know that I love children, and they're using that. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's horrible. So anyway, yeah, Spirit wanted to remind me to say something about it, because, like, the Spirit is very, like, that is that is crossing the line with Spirit. You see, there's a rug, there's a line right there. There is a line, and doing that crosses it. So, I told you, I'm Spirit's security camera. Like, always tapped in. Okay, so we have Two of Pentacles facing, again, the Knight of Pentacles. So, we have children here. Children are like sponges, right? So they receive all kinds of information. They are malleable, regardless of, how much training they have in, how much brainwashing there is, because that's just how Spirit created them. So when they're exposed to other energies, like mine, they are bound to reassess and shift. That there's no amount of torture or abuse, that can fully manipulate a child to the likings of an adult. Like, there's something, what's behind this Knight of Pentacles? 10 of Pentacles, yeah. So, people who, like, this is kind of like an undercover light worker, okay? And what this light worker brings is actually the Ace of Pentacles, because there's a 10 of Pentacles right there. Their own personal experiences, their own integration as far as wealth, abundance in all forms. This is legacy wealth. And dropping the coin, it's like it's dropped in. There's actually more than one. So this is one that hits in there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh, you understand? This is definitely a light worker. To drop in 6 pentacles, not just making one wish like an Ace of Pentacles, but like giving back to the world, wishes, facing this card. Do you understand what that means? Like, these people, we affect the future. This is, the manipulation that's happening is absolutely with children. It's that darkness is so disgustingly like low that they're trying to start with children at a very, 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 very young age, so like they carry the 2 of Pentacles. We are dropping in 6. You know what that is? That's cosmic work. That's 8 of Pentacles paired together. That these are absolute givers. Do you like that's insanely like that's crazy. That even like okay, this depicts like the Ace of Pentacles gesture, but if there were no additional like monies given, 6 away from the 10 is still 4 of Pentacles. That's ownership. That's still sustainability, like within the home, like humble. And then the 6, like dude, that's more than half that we're giving back for this kind of a cause, because they were given so much less and trying to like make ends meet and balance like what the world has given them. Only 2 of Pentacles. Like, do you know how cold that is? That's 1 pentacle per child. That's like a fraction of like welfare, that's distributed. That's all meant all for the child, but only like a small fraction of that just like siphoned and given to that child. That's so sick. So anyway, even though like, okay, so this is 2 of Pentacles here. So like just conceptually thinking that's 1 of Pentacle per child. Even when we give 6, okay, that gives them each allotted a total of 4 of Pentacles each. So we're all like even on even ground. So we're leveling the playing field as far as like what it means to be sustainable and wealthy, like as a community. Yep, I'm getting I'm getting a lot of chills. What it means to be sustainable as a community, like that's so awesome. So that's definitely from the ancestors, most definitely. So as far as how people see our success, this definitely demonstrates something that is worthy of absolute accolades. So regardless of whether people have this or that to say, whether it's praise or absolute nay, it's never going to negate from the actual like actions that we've taken forth on this journey, because they're not just meant for us. This is meant for the whole, and this is for our future. So these successes, how people view them, they'd love to be a part of it. They're even glad that they're tapped into the storyline because it also affects theirs. Yep. So how do people view your success? Well, it gives them the chills. Like, I am all over the chills right now. Yeah, this is a complete game changer. But the sacrifice doesn't mean necessarily 100% compromise, because what we're giving is to such a good cause that a compromise has a slight implication of like a loss. But what we're foregoing is just the opportunity that our future is able to thrive um, with such severe conditions presented, that um, there's still hope for it, like within this value set, you know? Yeah. So when we're looking at this and at the bigger picture, like, this is why, you know, going back to that, um, and oh my gosh, it's right underneath the R. What the frick? This was laying like hidden someplace underneath. I don't even remember what, but it was hidden somewhere on my bed. And like just looking at that, you know, it's a nice to have, but this absolutely is a need to have. It's a must have. And that's what, yep, I laid it under spirit without even realizing it. That is the core agenda. Yep. Okay, it's time to pull these now. Banana grab time. Okay, let's put those back. Okay. What landed on the Queen of Wands is a G. She's a witch, but she like knows her power and she's using it well. There's P that landed on the Chariot card, and then what turned is I on the Nine of Cups. TMUIDNSSNYRA. So we have the Eye of Ra, Stun, also again, Stud, Pug. Some of you might have a pug, like very very much fond of pugs. You know, you either are or you aren't when it comes to pugs. Let me see, is there anything else here? DPI, dots per inch. So some of you might do some kind of visual, like graphic design type of work, or like, you know, visual stuff. Okay. Oh my gosh, missing. Yeah, missing. So going back, I'm getting like missing, like children's report, like missing people's report. It's something. There's something because we just talked about a heavy topic. Okay, so there are people. There's children who are being like taken out of their homes or like kidnapped and going through those like very manipulative conditions, where their gifts are being abused. They are being abused, so their gifts could be used for like nefarious purposes. So when it comes to like if they care about their guardian or not, it may not even come to that. But my case in particular, they did care. Yeah. So when it comes to like being aloof from, you know, any bond towards their parents or guardians, the spirit says that the cause is still valid, even more valid. So to kind of keep that in mind. I have pray. And that's kept separate, but let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, I have stunned again. That's just, I don't know why. I guess people are stunned by our success because it not just elevated us and our game, but it put us on a whole new level as far as our mission. So people are stunned, like they're number one magnetized, and just like straight up, like they didn't even see that coming. And the fact is that like they thought it was gonna be just like fame, you know, like recognition, or like the standard like wow, you know, like a total Cinderella effect, when they are absolutely stunned that there is still some grunt work involved in this, that there's that it's not all for just like the pentacles energy of like feeling the like the good vibes this world has to offer, that there's still a lot of work involved, but all for like the ultimate wealth, which is, you know, I told you, like spirit's showing us what like true value is, and it's outside of our pockets, you know. Let me see. ID. Yeah, missing ID. Oh my goodness. Yes. I got full on chills on that. There's a lot of children that are coming up missing. There are a lot of children being kidnapped. Absolutely. There's a lot of people, kids, that have not been accounted for. This is very serious. Very, 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 very. I have. So, one way that we can, I'm getting G. Wait, hold on, wait. I have IDY. I don't know if Idlewild has anything to do with some of this stuff. But like IDY, I don't know why. It just like it's kind of like Idlewild. Um, PG, parental guidance. That's what we need. What's needed here. So what we can offer as light workers is community prayer. This is like just on an energetic level. Even if you those that don't consider themselves or like use that kind of terminology, that prayer is something that we can all do in order to help alleviate this situation, bring the right energy to it, because that like that mastermind manipulation to figure out how to like make the most out of like compromising a child's situation in order to get that far, that there's a lot of like thought processes that go into that. So to put the right energy back into the universe, prayer is very good, like setting those intentions, putting like down, putting in the groundwork on that. So let me just go ahead and show you what this looks like here. So right there. So when it comes to our successes, it's ongoing, and people respect that. They appreciate our journey and are excited to see what that will look like, whether that's in this lifetime or the next, but it's something that we can all benefit from. And they're just gracious that they get to be a part of that storyline, that even through like the message of being received that prayer is needed, that they have been personally called out to invest in such an endeavor, that their interests, their will, their gestures can help modify and amplify the success rate of this happening, where we rebalance and give children the future that they deserve. Yep. Straight from Spirit. All right. Thank you, angels of love and light, ancestors of the like, cosmic families of the like, my bestie from the beyond, Spirit, absolutely, personally speaking. And before, I forgot to publicly thank Archangel Jophiel, and maybe it was Melchizedek too, or if I think I said Metatron, but I have to look that up on the previous reading. So thank you very much for joining. I hope that helped you as well on yours, and just to like kind of just pat you on the back for the work in getting this far. Not many will receive this message, as many of my messages, like, you know, in the near future anyway. I think the starting point, like, it's to a very exclusive level, but many will receive this message for sure. Yeah. So anyway, thank you very much. At this time, I close all portals that have been open, except to my core divine team. Yeah, that's it for now. Till the next. Bye for now.